Yeah.
I hate it.
All right, we are going live. Hold on one second. We have a
That's
nice
cool.
little video going on in the background. I'm not sure if you guys can hear the music or not. There's supposed to be music with that. Seems
I
like
can.
my thing got messed up there. Hey YouTube, this is Sauerkraut. I got Don Pearse here, and before we get started, we're going to be interviewing Julia Cole today. But before we get started, you have to do that. All that stuff. Push those buttons. Make
There
the
goes
red
them hands again,
the
folks.
red
You
stuff
know,
gray or the gray stuff red or whatever you're supposed to do on YouTube, and then
it's the
follow us on
Italian coming
Facebook.
out of them here.
Yes. So we are officially streaming on Facebook, 2 channels, as well as YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope, which is Twitter. So there you guys go.
Holy man, you're going
Check
all
us
over the
out there.
place.
We're all over the place. Five different. I could have probably forced 1 or 2 more on there if I wanted to, but that's where we're at right now.
Give the people a break. They don't want to see you that much. Anyway, welcome everybody to the show. Welcome to In Conversation. Got Miss Julia Cole here with us. Julia, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here.
Hey, how are y'all? Thanks for having me.
Man, oh man, this pandemic in 2021 has not slowed you down at all, girl. Like, holy man. Lots of projects in the go, new one coming. Let's talk about all these projects and this girl that never seems to quit.
Well, I definitely have an amazing team around me that helped make it all possible. But I guess what happened during the pandemic was kind of this shift in mindset from the touring mentality to, the online and streaming and social media mentality, which I was already doing, but I was far more focused on the touring side. I was just really trying to get on big shows and meet people in person, and because that's what I got my start doing, was performing national anthems, and I really love performing, but it was kind of helpful for me to take a step back from that and be forced to figure out an alternative, because if I hadn't, I would never have gotten on TikTok. And TikTok literally has blown my music up. Now I have 1 million monthly listeners across platforms, and it's wild.
Yeah, you do have a great career. And, long before Idol, there was Julia Cole out there. I seen one little post that referred to you to Miss National Anthem. You seem to have a lot of that going. Man, you've been through everything from hailstorms to, good Lord, man, you've toured with some of the best in country music. Your career's come a long way. And like I said, slowing down does not look anything like you're going to do anytime soon. Like, yeah. What a great career.
Let's talk about your current single that just came out. Let's talk a little bit about that. So let the people at home know about that and what that song's about.
So I just had my first ever full-length album dropped on Friday, and the premiere, #1 single on it is my new song called Hold My Hand. And it's funny where this song actually came from, the idea for it. It was actually from a relationship that didn't work out. There was a guy who I was talking to who, I was kind of testing the waters, and I didn't really like him, but I don't know. I was trying to convince myself that I did, because it was it was supposed to work. It was a Nashville relationship that should have worked. But I remember him saying to me one time, he was like, I just want to be able to walk into Losers holding your hand. And Losers is a locals bar that everybody goes to. When you walk into Losers, that means all your friends are going to see you, your close locals friends. And I was like, I'm never going to walk into Losers holding this guy's hand. So I realized how big of a deal, such a small thing is just holding someone's hand in a public place really is. It's a statement. It's a coming out as we are a couple to whoever is watching.
Especially in the industry, it would go around like hot fire, right?
Exactly. And so, fast forward to the relationship I'm in now, and I just realized, right away from the beginning, I was so excited to introduce him to all my friends, have him, walk into bars hand in hand, let the ladies know he's mine. It was a totally different mentality. And I was like, okay, there's something to this whole holding my hand, statement. And so I wrote this one in just a really fun summer beach bonfire kind of a atmosphere where you're gonna hold hands for the first time in front of your friend group, and everyone's just gonna be like, "Oh my god," you know. So that's
it's kind of like the
they're
first
a thing
time
now.
Oops, sorry, Sauerkraut.
No,
It's
go
like
ahead.
it's kind of like when you get caught on camera, giving that first kiss on camera, and it goes all over the place. That's when you know the relationship's serious. And you say, sometimes you wake up and say, "Uh-oh." You know, I'm telling you.
Or like the guy analogy, when you're at the football game and the kiss cam comes and focuses on you and you're with the girl and you're like, am I going to kiss her or am I not? Because everybody's going to see this and they're going to know now, right? So it's like, and then you see the awkward situation where the girl wants to kiss the guy and the guy's like, no.
Oh, see, I saw the opposite literally last. So I was doing a show for the Atlanta Braves 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. And I was with my entire band. So it's me and manager. So it's me and like 5 dudes sitting together. And I've got a guy on either side of me. And I'm like, if this kiss cam comes on me, I am literally, we actually had a plan. I was like, if the kiss cam lands on any of us, like I was double fisted and I had a beer in one hand and whiskey in the other hand. And I was like, my whole plan, I'm just going to bring my drinks up and kiss my drinks. Like, that was my entire plan. But there was this one couple that they kept landing on the kiss cam. They went back to them 3 times, and the guy went in 3 times, and the girl kept. It was so sad.
That's hilarious.
No, that's a statement.
Yeah.
Something tells me that was the last game they went to together.
Yeah.
No doubt. Another project I want to talk to you about a little bit here is you know, you're really into women's sports. You're a big promoter of women's sports, and you're a big advocate of empowerment of women. And you know, I have daughters, and of course, young granddaughters. Sauerkraut's got daughters, so that, you know, that wholly, when I got to that in your life, it, you know, not only surprised me just a little bit, but it, you know, it also said, you know, there's a young lady here that's, you know, got a face in the public era that's really promoting the empowerment of women. How did that all come about with you? Like, just, you are really, tough question, but you are a good advocate for women, and it's such a cool thing for you to do.
Oh, thank you. It's truly one of the things I'm the most passionate about. I touched on it earlier, but I got my start in music singing national anthems for my own volleyball and basketball games, and word kind of spread, and I started singing the anthem for the Texans, Astros, you know, Houston Dynamo, NASA, the rodeo, all these big sporting events. And I kind of got to stay in the sports world even after finishing up volleyball, which was my favorite sport I played for forever. And I just realized that so many of the girls who had spent thousands of hours playing volleyball with me, you know, when they were done playing, there was all of a sudden like almost like they had to disconnect from that identity from themselves. Like they didn't get to keep talking about it. Whereas all the guys I knew who, you know, played baseball at Vandy or whatever, they put Vanderbilt baseball player in their bio for the rest of their life. Like they keep it as this part of their identity. So it kind of started as a women in sports thing where I was just like, you know, this is a huge part of our lives and we put in just as much time as, you know, the men in sports do, but there's no like recognition or life after, you know, basically like youth sports for, there's no professional level. And there's starting to be one in a few different areas, but it kind of started like that, where I just started trying to make people aware of how impactful sports can be for you on multiple levels. Like it can teach you so much about confidence, how to handle constructive criticism, discipline, how to like handle losses, how to handle wins. I mean, the list goes on and on. Being a team player, being a leader, like there's so many aspects that you can take from athletics into any other part in your life, and it'll help you be more successful. So I started out just really wanting more women to be encouraged to stay in sports, because I think that is what made me more confident and self-assured. Because my sisters are both in tons of sports as well, just like myself, and we all kind of have the same mentality like that. And I have tons of friends who weren't, and even some who are in sports, but who just have maybe like this lack in confidence in themselves. And it was like, if you could just see yourself through everyone else's eyes. And so then it turned into not only like women in sports advocacy, but also just like self-confidence for women, and trying to have the mentality in every situation of whatever, like, you might be the victim, it might not be your fault that any of this is happening, but like, what are we going to do to get through it? What are we going to do to get past it? How are we going to make things better? Because bad things happen to everybody. And it's like being, a woman in country music. Like, everyone looks at the numbers, it's an uphill battle, but you can complain about it, or you can just continue working and do what you can, and know that the messages that you're putting out there are going to help some people. So that's really something that I hope through, the next few decades of me putting music out, God willing, that I can help a lot of women like find that inner confidence and realize how strong and beautiful they are.
That's funny.
That's a great statement.
Not that it's funny, sorry, but what I was going to say is I was doing some research on you, listening to your music and stuff like that. So the music that caught my attention was Side Piece, and we'll talk a little bit about that after. But my 13-year-old daughter, I was playing the song, and she starts singing along. I was like, "You know this song?" She's like, "Yeah, everybody knows this song in my class." I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "Did you know that I'm interviewing her on Wednesday?" And she says, "No, you're not." I said, "Yeah, I am. I really am."
Gosh.
And her class is actually doing right now stuff on podcasts. And so, as I don't know if it's a punishment or if it's a joy for them, but their teacher said that they're going to have to watch the finished project after.
Watching you is a punishment.
So yeah. Hello, Valleyway Vipers.
Hi, Vipers. How are you? Welcome.
And if Julia, if you could make a shout out to Isabel, that would be awesome.
Hey, Isabel, I'm so glad that you've already been listening to my music, even probably before your dad.
Yeah,
that's probably true.
There you go.
Yeah.
So let's get into that a little bit. So let's talk about Side Piece and where did the inspiration from that? I mean, I can tell about where it came from, but if you could tell everybody else where that all came from.
I think the really relatable part about the song is that it came from, an ex-boyfriend and an ex-best friend, and a situation that you can do the math. Like, I had to get through that situation, but it was a song I wrote at the end of it that was like we were just talking about. How can I look at this from the empowered side of the conversation and not the victim side of the conversation, while still talking about what did happen? It was still a negative experience, but the whole thing, I was like, the way I like to look at it is like, I'm better off without him if he is going to be doing things like that. And her too, it's like, it's one of those situations where you're like, oh, good thing I found out now and not after I've, invested 2 more years into either one of you or whatever it is. And
God almighty, boyfriends give an inspiration to great songs, don't they? I'm telling you.
Well, you know what? A few of my songs actually were written like more about the best friend, because I was so shocked, and the boyfriend's the one who told me. So the best friend was just hanging out with me like nothing happened, and I was like, I have never been that wrong in my judgment about somebody before, and it was like insane. So that's what Trust You is about, that relationship too.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
I got a statement here. I gotta read here, and it kind of it really impacted me and my whole research in you, and kind of want to know if you know where this came from. It says, if I help one person feel empowered or understood, then this crazy musical journey is all worth it. Who said that?
I've said that many, many times.
And what an empowering statement. Man, it touched my heart to, see that you are so focused, and just to come out with that. And it's on your website is where I found it. And I thought, I have to share that because it's an inspiration, and just researching you, it changed my whole thinking, not only as a singer, but as Julia, the person. So let's go back a few years before, this whole thing with, with Mr. Brian, or who was it? Yeah. I'm losing my train of thought. God, it's these. I just had surgery yesterday, so I'm kind of in the limelight.
Oh,
Luke Bryant. That's the guy I was thinking about. You and him had a little go there. Let's talk about your have to, because everybody's seen it all over YouTube and everything. You got sick the day before your audition, and they actually looked at YouTube to figure out how good a singer you were. That's pretty cool.
it was really cool. So American Idol was a kind of a funny experience for me because I didn't really try out. Like, the producers asked me to come be on the show. And so it was one of those things where I've heard really good stories. I've heard really bad stories of people's experiences. So I was very like, I'm not going to really like put all my eggs in this basket because I'm already doing music. I'm already touring. I'm already doing what I want to be doing. But at the same time, I was like, that would be a cool platform if there was a way. But anyway, the day before, or the day of the judges like audition happened, because the producers wanted me to come in and meet them. And I don't know if I'd had shows that weekend or what, but I was so sick and I completely lost my voice. It's so funny thinking about that now, because in the age of COVID, they wouldn't have let me within 700 feet of Katy Perry and
That's for sure.
You know what I mean? But I'm sitting here like dying sick, and I'm, this close to them. But basically, I sang a song, just like an easy little song, and they were like, "Well, that's pretty, but we'd love to hear something with some more of your range." And they had done their research on me, and I'm sure this is what the producers had brought me in for. They were like, "Well, we see that you do the national anthem all the time." Katy Perry actually asked this, and she was like, "Would you sing us the national anthem?" And I literally just burst out laughing. I was like, there's no way that you want to hear me sing that song right now. My voice is completely gone and I will sound like I'm dying. And I just jokingly said, there's a video of it on YouTube though, if you want to vet me. And so without even blinking, Luke Bryan pulled his phone out, pulled it up on YouTube, and the three of them just sat there and watched it on his phone. And they were like, "We love it. You're through to the next round." And it was a really funny experience. I got to become friends with Luke over the next month of being out there. But the fun fact check though, nobody actually ever saw me on American Idol. So people look at my followers and they think it might have come from that. I'm like, that was all my hard work. I have never appeared on American Idol television. I made it. I got cut at top 25, but I wasn't on TV ever. So
yeah, your journey started before Idol, so, and you've toured with some of the biggest names in country music. So you've been around the bend a little bit. And who is your favorite to tour with? You've toured with, Kenny Chesney, Tracy Lawrence, all kinds of them. So who's your favorite? Who is the funnest guy, the funnest person? I can't say hard. Guy anymore. Who's the funnest person you were on tour with?
I can't narrow it down to one person, but I think one experience has topped all the other experiences. And I opened for Dan and Shay in Traverse City, Michigan, the day that the song Tequila was #1 in the country. The album was #1 in the country. And it was the most beautiful, perfect weather. I mean, it was Cherry Fest, and it was an outdoor concert. And we were right on this lake with just hundreds of boats docked up, as well as thousands of people right in front of the stage. And it was just this iconic memory. It was so cool to be there. But then after the show, Shay, Mooney, and I went out to all the bars and just tore it up in Traverse City, and we're bartending and absolute best time. So
imagine that, going to a bar, having a few beers, and all of a sudden Dan and Shay comes up to be your waiter. "Hey, can I help you?"
Let's pretend we were bartending. We were really just pouring shots.
It was the party of the day, that's for sure. That would be an interesting party, because of course they would be in second heaven, and you're along for the ride. It was it's got to be a fun thing. You're a big supporter of the Boys and Girls Club. Got to thank you for that. So am I. Great organization. I want to cover all these things that you're involved in, because I know you're kind of tight for time, and I don't want to keep you too long. What do you got going on in the near future here? You got something going on in Nashville tonight? I see something on your website about Nashville.
I'm having a little album release party with, mostly just the people who are part of the record, like the songwriters, mixing engineers, producers, management team, agents, like just the crew that's all been a part of putting this album together. But
how about a couple of good-looking DJs show up there?
come on with it. You're welcome.
Hey, we get in that private jet of ours and we'll head on down.
I'll see you in a few hours.
Yeah.
So we live on different ends of the country. I'm in British Columbia, Canada, and he's in Niagara Falls, Canada. So we're kind of 3,000 miles apart. Wow. I doubt I'll get him to bring that jet this way.
Yeah, no, but maybe we send Robert down there to say hi to her or whatever. But no, for sure. This CD release party, is it just a private gathering, or is it going to be aired anywhere? What's going on with that?
It's just a little private
little thing. Yeah.
It's pretty cool that it's on your website though as no venue.
I really just wanted to have like a night, like I'm not even performing, like we're just playing it and I'm just getting to hang out with everyone. And I mean, think about how many of these people I haven't even gotten to see because of COVID in the last year. So it really is a chance for me to tell them thank you, and for us to all just cheers and just celebrate this, my first ever album, because I know I have so much music already about to come out following this album that, it's
the girl that never slows down. Like, I mean it, folks. Like, this girl is gone. Your YouTube channel, like, it's just one right after another. My Home Too, big inspirational song, man. Great tune, by the way. My daughters love it. A lot of meaning to that song for women. Great tune, but a lot of things happening in your life. You're going to be in Hobart, Indiana, on the June 5th.
Yes.
You'll also be in Franklin, Tennessee, June 14th. Mm-hmm. And then one that really interests me is in August, you're going to be in London, England.
Yes.
That's a trip.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let's talk about that.
I played all over Europe. My last tour before COVID, I guess second to last tour, I was I had 12 shows in 7 different countries all over like Europe, and it was crazy.
Man, yeah, and country music is really, really, it's taken a storm over there. We have a good friend of ours, Rob George, Gorg, sorry, Sauerkraut, actually from Germany, and has really, really taken off in Nashville. Works with Christian K. Smith, I believe, out of Nashville as a producer, and has gone a long way. Was the breakout country artist of the year, and then went back to Germany, and now due to COVID couldn't get back. So yeah, incredible. But your journey here has been, great, man. I wish you all the success. I know that your folks there said, hey, 30 minutes, so we won't keep you very much longer. I know you want to get go ahead.
Do you have some time still, or do we have to cut you loose soon?
The only thing I have to go for is it's actually not for another 15 minutes. So.
Oh, okay. So we got a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Well, that's perfect, because I got a ton more questions. I actually wrote them down. I wrote them down today. Can you believe that? Yeah,
nobody wants to hear your questions. No, I'm just kidding.
y'all have been amazing, and I can tell that y'all have really, really, truly, actually, been a part of the Cole team and have been following along, because y'all know the whole story.
We try to. We're not your typical. We're not your typical radio station. We are actually a licensed radio station. This is our job. We do this full time, and we're bringing great country music and rock music. Actually, we have 2 stations. Had 3, dropped 1 because it just wasn't going anywhere. We used to
have a pop station too, but we found that with country music, pretty much is kind of going poppy type thing anyway, so we're kind of
that's because it's number 1, dude. Country music's where it's at. we
were just playing the same music on both channels, essentially.
That's it.
So we might as well just do one.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about your number 1 song on Spotify.
No shit. I forgot about
which is
that.
Things I Can't Say. Now that one is featuring you. So it's not yours. That's your number one song there, and then side piece after that with you're approaching 2 million streams on side piece, but almost 9.5 million with Things I Can't Say.
Yeah,
Hey, Spotify. Hey, you actually might get a check from them.
Well,
Yeah.
because side piece has blown up way bigger on Amazon Music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazon Music has like truly blown side piece up. I mean, it's huge on Apple too. Like I think across the board, it's probably around 6 million.
Right.
Holy.
And
then,
I've seen that getting play on like CMT and stuff like that as well, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
Hey, let's not forget that. Yeah, CMT, you're all over the place, man. Like your career has just gone crazy. So let's talk about the family for a little second, if I can keep you. How's you said you had sisters. How are they all accepting this big, well, I don't know if it's younger sister, older sister, and all this attention?
Well, it's both. And my sisters are amazing. My older sister is actually here. I don't know if y'all heard that door open and close, but she's visiting me right now. So my older sister's in town. She lives in London, but she's here she actually leaves today at 3. But she has been just the biggest supporter. In fact, that tour that I did around Europe, she came with me to like 5 of the 12 shows just to support and hang out. And that was a huge deal. And my little sister runs track and cross country at Duke. So she's equally in this really public eye, really competitive space. And it's really cool because all 3 of us have our own, we're all very similar and we all did exactly the same things growing up. But it's crazy how different all of our paths have
turned. Yeah.
But we're all each other's biggest fans.
That's good. Family support is a big thing, and you seem to have a great team around you. You have a great fan base, man. On your YouTube, the comments and stuff, they're all positive. You do amazing people follow you. It's incredible. Some of your friends list blows my friggin' mind. You must wake up sometimes and say, is this my life?
I definitely do that pretty often. It's hard on the travel days are always the hardest. So it's the days where you get to actually basically yesterday, for example, I put nothing on my calendar, or not yesterday, the day before yesterday. My sister and her brand new husband, they came to Nashville it was his first time in Nashville. And her first time showing him, Nashville here with me. And it was one of those situations where, because of the friends I have or whatever we've been able to do here, I was able to show them just the best time in Nashville. And it's this is why, you work hard to have something it's to make your family also be able to enjoy it. And so we went to a Preds game. We sat pretty close to the glass. We were in the Lexus Lounge and, drinking and eating and watching hockey. It's my sister's first hockey game ever. And it's, little things like that where you're this is the first, and I had just gotten back from playing the Key West Songwriters Festival Sunday night. So I was so exhausted because they also landed at the airport same time as me. So, and I gave them my room. So I was sleeping on the I literally was just so exhausted. But, when we were walking down Broadway after I was showing them the rooftop at Tootsie's, rooftop of Aldine's, I was this is, my family's healthy, music's going well. We're walking down Broadway. The weather's nice. What is my life right
now? Sometimes it's nice just to be Julia Cole, right?
Yeah.
What does Julia do when she's not doing music? What is, besides music, women and athletes, what does Julia Cole like to do in her relaxation time?
I love the beach. And if I can't find a beach, I love the pool. Or just pretty much the sun, any possible way for my relaxing is just basically laying in the sun.
Well, you're
from Houston originally, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's a Texas girl. Yeah. Her and Kenny Chesney would get along really well. He loves the sun and the beach and the boats too, right? So you'd get along really, really good with him. And you toured with Kenny too, didn't you?
We did a run in Miami together, and Jake Owen was out there too. And it was, God, Jake and I, we had so much fun. It was, Miami is crazy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we wouldn't know that, Sauerkraut. We won't talk about Miami. Yeah, let's just skip Miami. It's bad memories for him.
Oh, no.
No, I don't know. I'm just like busting his. I got to get him at least once a show, right?
Yeah.
And, you walked him right into it. So it was a great thing. Yeah. So you got this gig going on this afternoon, and your sister's going to miss it. That's kind of crazy. You should do that sisterly thing and just change your flight. Don't tell her, because that's kind of stuff I do. Franklin, Tennessee. What's that all about? You got a big show coming up there, June 14th. Let's talk about that a little bit. Get some of your shows out there to these people watching us here so they know where to find Julia.
So that's pretty in line with the whole women in sports thing. It's actually a Play Like a Girl. It's a celebrity golf tournament. And so they're bringing in a bunch of people to come golf, and then they're having us perform for like all the celebrities from the tournament. And you know me, I'll do everything I can to help support women's athletics. So I'm pretty involved with Play Like a Girl. Whenever they ask me to do something, I'm like,
right there.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice.
That's cool. And then you got your North Dakota, London, England, of course. What an amazing career you've had. I want to thank you for coming in here and joining. I'm watching the clock because she said she had 15 minutes. So I'm watching the clock here as we go along.
We should cut it off early so that so she could get ready for her next thing that she has to do, which is
I know, cool. Like I just this COVID thing being in Canada really sucks because as soon as she said, "Hey, come on down," I would have been on the freaking plane gone.
Yeah,
it's just the way it is. But hey, thank you very much for really coming in and talking with us and sharing your story with us. You're such an inspiration to young women. Including my daughters and granddaughters. We're so happy that you came in here and was able to share this with us. I wish you all the luck in the world, man. Your career is just inspirational to me and a lot of people. So, and welcome to Canada, by the way. And when are you coming to Canada?
I have no idea how to get in the Canada circuit, and I have so many people who've been asking me for years to come play in Canada.
Oh, we'll get you here.
Oh, you want to do that? Hey, we got this great thing called a radio station that we kind of sponsor concerts all over Canada. So if you're really interested in coming to Canada, I can touch you and get you. Well, he can too. We can get you in touch with a guy that can get you up here. Anyway.
You got my contact information anyways, so that's how you got on here. But we can help you out with that for sure. And look for a concert coming to Canada with Julia Cole.
When you're doing that, make sure she starts out west first, okay?
We'll start the western way and head out east. There you go.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is Miss Julia Cole right here, Nashville Elite. Coming up, toured with some of the best in the world. And I got to tell you, Julia, thank you for joining us here at Access Country and in Conversation. It's been a joy having you here, joy talking to you, and I hope you'll come back and join us again.
Well, thank you to both of y'all. I hope you'll have an amazing rest of your day, and thank you for letting me tell my story a little bit.
Oh, it's a great story.
Awesome.
Last word to you, Sauerkraut.
Okay, well, don't forget to subscribe. There's a video here, and
you have no idea where you are, do you?
They're all over. There's videos all over the place. Just click on one of those two. Watch our next podcast or something like that. There's one that we suggest for you, and then one that YouTube suggests for you. All that stuff. And
is that what this is called? A podcast?
Oh, well, podcast, vlogcast.
I don't know what it's called anymore.
Interview. Yep. But we also have podcasts too, so this will go to the podcasts as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you guys very much. Any final words of wisdom, Julia, before we go?
Dream big, because dreams come true.
Dreams come true. There you go. Spoken like a true motivational person.
Jesus.
All right.
And I thought I was the one that was losing train of thought.
Right. And like that, we are out of here. Thank you guys very much for joining us.
Bye.
Hey, take care, everybody. Thank you very much.